I'm Katie and this is Ben, and we're here at Paulet High School reporting for BBC School Report.
After a successful visit to Ghana in 2014 with African Adventures and a team of 15 local volunteers, Burton Albion Community Trust are all set to make the trip again in May 2015. And today we're going to interview Charlie, Joe and Wayne, who are travelling with Burton Albion Community Trust. What are your names?
I'm Wayne Chadfield.
I'm Charlie Jones.
Joe Green. Alright, why you to travel to Ghana?
I know obviously people from the trust who went last year, and one of my best friends who went as well last year, who's not part of the trust but went with the trust. So obviously hearing the stories about what they got out of it was one of the big reasons. And obviously the chance to go in, within my job as Respect Vertic Coordinator, I work with a lot of children that are maybe from disadvantaged areas in the UK. So to go and see what it's like in a different country and give a perspective into those sort of sessions would be really good to go and see, I think.
I wanted to go because I wanted to see how their different culture and how they live, because you hear about the stories but I don't think you'll actually get it until you go out there and see it yourself, so I just wanted the chance to go and find out what they did day-to-day life really.
Okay, so how are you going to help to improve Ghana?
One of the main things that we'll be doing is helping with a building project of some sort, which is probably going to be a school, so that's what they did last year. So obviously in the time that we're there we're not going to build a whole school, but we'll help with the painting and some of the building. But also what we'll do is we'll do some teaching and coaching whilst we're out there, so taking some of our culture across to them so they can see some of the things that obviously we do. I know one of the things that I want to do is maybe do a lesson on the seasons, because the seasons aren't something that they have over there. They have the wet and the dry, whereas obviously in this country we have wet most of the time, but wet, dry, snowy, all of it, don't we? So
yeah,
that's one of the things I'm quite interested in.
As Wayne said, we're going to try and start this new school, so a bit of painting should be good. So yeah, teaching wise as well. Also
one of the things that we're doing is we've visited Burton Hospital and they're donating loads of medical equipment which we're going to take over, and that won't just be for the area that we're going to. There's a guy who's based there who's like the community leader called Siva, so he will make sure that's distributed to local doctors and hospitals but also across Ghana, and some of what we've been donated, because the NHS have loads of things and things run out of date here, whereas over there it's not really going to run out of date. If it's in a sterile bag it's going to be okay to use. So Derby go to Kenya through the same organisation, so we're giving them some to take to Kenya, so it's both Ghana and Kenya, which that will benefit. So obviously actually leaving goods is probably one of the main things that we'll take. So
what do you want to achieve while visiting Ghana?
Just another way of looking at life, because some people have it so hard, so I don't think we understand how hard they have it. So being over there will make me realise how lucky we all are, like the little things make a big difference. So yeah, hopefully.
I'd like to, one of my sponsors is Staffordshire Cricket Council, is that what they're called? Staffordshire County Cricket Club. But so we'll be taking over like some cricket equipment, probably quick cricket sets, and obviously that's a sport which they don't have any experience of in Ghana, so taking that out there and introducing a new sport, and hopefully it'll be that they'll enjoy it and it'll be something that they continue with, so it's just giving them something else. So
why do you think people should support this trip?
I think they should support this trip because it's a fantastic opportunity for normal individuals like ourselves to go over and to benefit us, but also to benefit the people of Ghana as well. So it's a great cause.
Yeah, I think the great thing about it is that it's going to help people in Ghana first of all, so the community over there is going to be supported and developing. The idea in the place that we're going is we're not just going to put things in and it's left, like I said, the Siva, so he oversees things to make sure that the community develops and becomes sustainable. A lot of things take place and you might go over and do things but it only impacts for that short amount of time, whereas the way that this is set up, it means it's sustainable and the community will actually develop and become.
Success from last year, really. You can see the difference that it makes, and yeah, I think that it'd be great to see it again. Make a huge difference over there. And you?
How can people support this project?
In events that we're doing. So, like, I've got another race night with Deb.
Of events, so we'll be putting the event on the website hopefully when we get them all in. But such as that, and we're also going into clubs, but obviously donations, so supporting any other volunteers if they're doing individual fundraising, but also donation of equipment or football shirts and things like that would help, because we can take those things over. So that's a good way to support if you can't support in like with money.
How do you think Ghana will change you as a person?
It would definitely make me personally more confident and bring back my shell. But it would just make me a more understanding person, because you hear, as I say, you hear the stories of how bad they have it, but you think, yeah, I can't be that bad. But once you're out there, you'll know, and you'll like experience it firsthand of how bad they have it. So hopefully make me a bit more like understanding of the situation. So
in my position, it's to come back, and I already am on reflection of what I've seen of what happened in Ghana and the stories that I've had, talking to young people and explaining that what it's like in a place like Ghana compared to here. But I think the mix, the group mixture that's going will help us as well, because everyone obviously takes on different roles, and for someone like Charlie, I think we'll all develop confidence and a more better perspective, and obviously have different roles to fulfil.
Confidence, well, kind of, and then experience something now, really. Want to see how they live and how they do without any money, really.
Would you go back next year if you had the opportunity?
I haven't even been yet, but yeah, probably would. I'd go somewhere different as well, maybe.
if I got the chance, I'd like to go back, because I'd like to see what the previous year, what the work we did would affect them in the years to come. So I'd like to go back and see how we changed it the first time around.
What are you expecting to see in Ghana?
Alligators.
We've
been promised an alligator.
We want the alligator.
We're in like a slightly different situation in terms of, obviously we've seen what happened last year and what the people saw last year, so we've probably got a different perspective as to what you'd think if you didn't know anyone who had been. So I'm expected to see quite a lot of happy people, to be honest, because I think they appreciate, all the people in Ghana appreciate what they have got, even though they might not have what we would deem as much.
What's your proudest moment?
I graduated university and I got a first, so that was my proudest moment, because I worked hard to get there.
Oh, proudest moment, top of my head, buying my first car, probably. I bought my first car, so yeah.
What is your biggest inspiration?
Towards like musicians, I like how they see, and Wayne. Wayne was definitely one of them as well. I just like how they put their feelings into songs and do it differently.
I'd say sports stars, for example, like Muhammad Ali or something, from his background, like the discrimination he gets, and he still rises to be one of the best fighters ever. So all the problems he overcome with it. So
I find sports autobiographies quite inspirational, so I read them. Quite like doing that, but also I'd say my dad's probably my biggest inspiration, just on like the way that he holds himself and always tries to do the right thing. So that's probably the person who I'm shaped most by.
What are your hopes for the future?
Obviously hope to have a good impact on the things that we do in Ghana, and then obviously professionally just develop what we're doing, and I should be getting married next year, or maybe the year after, so planning that. That's it.